Hey everybody, so I've been talking a bit more about DIP Lite, which is a free course online that you can take, and just seeing some people's statuses and comments and through conversations on Facebook about, especially with coronavirus and being quarantined, us having almost too much time on our hands that it can be overwhelming to people. People being left alone, isolated, and unsure of what to do for indefinite amount of time. That is a bit intimidating. And I can tell you, if I hadn't gone through DIP Lite, I would not be where I am right now. And where I am right now is honestly, truthfully, being stable. And that feeling is very, very nice. Because, the world is changing fast and the world needs more stable people. And so I'm just going to talk a little bit about what the DIP Lite course had done for me, because I completed it about 2 weeks ago, and now I actually went on to DIP Pro, which is a paid-for version. But DIP Lite is extensive in itself. It took me months to complete because it's a daily process of writing out and getting to understand your mind, your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions, getting basically intimate with yourself, maybe for the first time ever in your whole life. So how would it be better in your life if this could be a reality for you? You're like going through your day, maybe you wake up and your mind is racing, right? But in that moment, that buzz of your mind starts to go zzz, and you're waking up and you're in that moment, but you direct yourself and you just breathe. You basically say to yourself, stop. I choose not to participate in those thoughts, in those feelings, in those emotions. And that's really what ends up happening on a subconscious and conscious level, where you're able to direct yourself. And that is such a good feeling. Because especially now, when it's like, oh my God, when's quarantine going to be over? Oh my God, when is, what's going to happen now? Oh, the death toll. Oh my gosh, all these people on Facebook said this and that. And it's like all these thoughts are ridiculous and they can be overwhelming. And so that has been priceless for me in my ability to be stable. How does it work? Well, DIP Lite starts walking you through your mind and understanding what is the difference between a thought, what is an emotion, what's a feeling, what is backchat, what is your secret mind, what's your conscious or subconscious or unconscious. And you just start to expand your vocabulary, the amount of words you know when it comes to your mind and understanding how it works, why it works, how polarities work, the whole conflict thing, and you just get to start to have a better level of awareness. And again, it helps a lot. So that has been priceless to me in my journey. And for those of you who are serious about wanting to really start to understand your thoughts and feelings and emotions, reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. I'm happy to share more about it with you, share more of my story, share with other people. I have tons of other friends that are going through this and figuring out their own mind for themselves, because you have what's called a mind consciousness system, and it's complex. It's multifaceted, it's multidimensional. It's why one person can say one little thing to you, and next thing you know, you're having this whole inner dialogue of, oh, they said this, and I'm right, and I could have said this and that, and it's called backchat, and it's this whole dialogue and narrative. And the next thing you know, you're changing your physical behavior in your body. So that's how one little conscious thought from something someone else did goes into then changing your whole subconscious. Your personalities change, your character changes. It is fascinating stuff. And I'm telling you, I have been a student of psychology for 7 or 8 years. Read countless books, listened to lectures, went to university, all sorts of things to understand how does the mind work? How do we stay motivated? How come I keep self-sabotaging myself? How come I keep having these thoughts of like, I know that they're not productive thoughts. Why do I get so pissed when this happens or that happens? That's because I never actually understood, and most psychologists, even the ones with a doctorate, don't really understand how the mind actually works and how to make it practical, so that you don't need to spend a bunch of money on a therapist going for years and years and years just talking about your problems. I'm not saying let go your therapist. There is a time and a place for therapy in that dynamic. What I'm saying is you can become your own therapist. And it's actually a lot easier than you may think. And it's free to at least start this course. And it's extensive, but it's actually quite simple and easy. And it's like a daily process. And then, so you get into understanding the mind, but then you understand the tool of writing. Writing, W-R-I-T-I-N-G, which is, funny enough, actually like writing, R-I-G-H-T-I-N-G, yourself. And you get to see all the ways in which you trip and fall, and all the places where you're not being responsible, and all the places where you could actually take back control of yourself. And the person you become in that process is magnificent if you apply yourself. No one's going to do it for you. No one can do it for you. But you owe it to yourself, really. Plus, what better time to start than now? You got all the time in the world from quarantine, so let's start working through it. So for any of you who this resonates with, because most people aren't really willing to change. It'll have to get a lot worse before some people want to change. But for those of you who are serious, like, yeah, I want to understand myself a bit more. I want to develop my self-awareness. I am kind of fascinated by the fact that my mind will just start spinning out of control sometimes, and I'll have these inner dialogues and everything, where there's a more effective way to actually use your mind. You just use it as a tool instead of it being this thing that just uses you. So for those of you who are interested, please reach out. I'm happy to chat about this, talk about my experience, introduce you to other people too, so you see, okay, this is real, it works with everyone, as long as they apply themselves. And like I said, it's free. You really have nothing to lose, and you have your whole life to really gain. So if you're just joining now, I suggest watch from the beginning, because this could be the most important video that you've ever seen. I'd say that with the utmost certainty. So bye everybody, talk soon.